When it comes to episode 5 of WandaVision, there was certainly a lot to digest and take in. And one of the biggest moments of the episode comes in the last 15 seconds, where we get the reveal that Evan Peters Quicksilver from the Fox universe has officially joined the cast of the MCU as Quicksilver. So let's talk about what does this mean for Fox's X-Men in the MCU. So after last week's episode, in a video I mentioned that we did the audio commentary for last week's episode, and people were wondering if we are doing a audio commentary for the 5th episode that just aired, and the answer is yes. That will be available to members in the next 12 to 24 hours, because there's a lot to talk about, so it's going to take just a little bit more time to get it out. Now let's talk about it. What exactly does episode 5 mean for the overall Fox X-Men universe, those characters? And is there any implication or anything we can get from the ending of episode 5 with Evan Peters showing up as Pietro? And I think the answer to all those is yes. There's a lot of implication here, but the handling of it is the one that we need to really focus on and try to understand and try to see what could be the long-term gain and the long-term plan for this. I mean, they have openly now acknowledged the Fox X-Men universe, right? That much is clear. If they didn't want to bring back Aaron Taylor Johnson as Quicksilver, why did they go out of their way to bring in another actor who's played Quicksilver that the fans are very well aware of? This is quite clearly our first indication of bigger plans and a bigger setup for down the road with the X-Men. Now, whether they use the X-Men we had previously in any other capacity, whether it's the multiverse or whatnot, or whether they completely recast, which obviously I think they will recast, we have to understand that there's still plans to use existing Fox characters. Deadpool, for example, that character directly connects to everything. He connects to Evan Peters as Quicksilver from the Fox universe. So I think episode 5 is sort of our way into looking at the overarching and bigger plan for down the road. Again, why would you establish a multiverse? Why would you pulling this character, this actor, as that same exact character we've seen before? It just doesn't make sense unless you have plans. And we still don't know what they're teasing for that big end of the season cameo that they keep talking about. I mean, for all we know, that could literally lead to multiple mutants appearing because Quicksilver goes and gets them and they help Wanda. We really have no idea, and I think that's the thing here. That's sort of the prep. They're kind of laying in the groundworks here very early on, because by the time we get to the multiverse of madness, we got to have some sort of semblance and understanding of the direction we're going in. It's not just coincidence that they drop Quicksilver in this. And I think, like many of you, I think the implications are pretty big, and I think this does mean something for Fox's X-Men universe. No, I don't think that those X-Men, I don't think all of them become core members of the MCU, because that, along with that concept, brings along a completely different and insane problem with continuity. But the idea here can be to pull some things out, to use some aspects, to use some actors as fan service. So in the long run, I think we get more of those characters appearing in some capacity, but I don't think they take over as the core X-Men, because that just wouldn't really make sense.